I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you.
Welcome to Unplugged, Free Your Mind, the show where we discuss an array of topics, current events, and world news from an unbiased, unfiltered, and unplugged point of view. Welcome back. I'm Main One. My co-hosts, they're running a little late. Jay and Fu, they're running a little late, so I'm starting the show. And they're going to jump in whenever they get in. You know, it's Memorial Day weekend. And, people out doing some things. It's a holiday weekend. Everybody got a 3-day weekend. So, everybody's, out chilling. I'm home, just enjoying and relaxing the day. So I'm going to hold it down. So welcome back. Episode 22. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend, a long weekend, a well-needed weekend to just kind of relax and unwind. So, and here, speak of not the devil, but my boy, the co-host, Fuquan. What's going on, brother?
I'm enjoying my bean pie.
I was just telling everybody, letting everybody know, it's the long weekend, it's Memorial Day weekend. I told them y'all were running a little late. So, of course, when one or two are running late, we hold it down for each other. That's what we do. So, episode 22, got a few things to talk about, Memorial Day weekend, hope everybody ate good, enjoyed some time off again, like I said. And, yeah, I know what you've been doing. Let the folks know what you've been doing this weekend. You look a little darker, brother. Look like you got a tan.
Well, I literally just pulled in here, turned the computer on as fast as I could to make sure that I did hop on. Unfortunately, the weather had destroyed my weekend because I wasn't out there Saturday and Sunday, but I was out there today.
Oh, okay. What, it was raining up there?
My man, it went from 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday, it was 50.
Damn.
50 and raining.
Damn. What was it today?
It probably was like high 50s early, but then once the sun came up, it was cool. But people gotta understand, it's not natural in New Jersey or New York to go from 90 degrees to 50 in May. That don't happen. Memorial Day weekend is usually a scorcher up north. Yeah. Always. Y'all better pay attention. And I'm gonna say the suggestion again. Go on Netflix and watch the documentary called Seaspiracy. You watch that documentary, you're gonna say, oh, okay. That kind of put it into perspective of why things are the way that they are. So I hope y'all take that suggestion.
I was flicking through it the other day and I saw it and I was about to click on it and I was like, I got some other. I ain't got time to get caught up right now watching it, but I am going to sit down and watch it. I've been supposed to watch that for months now, ever since you told me about it, and I haven't watched it yet.
Believe me, when you do, and this is for anybody out there, you watch that documentary. If you have a heart and you generally care, within the first 15 minutes, you might tear up. And I'm being serious when I say that. What's up, Bronze? Fam, I gotta meet Kwame Brown, yo. I gotta meet him. I just gotta meet him.
He's still going in? I saw him talking to Judge Joe Brown the other day. I didn't watch the whole thing. It might have been yesterday. It might have been earlier today. But I gotta catch up. He putting out so much content, bro. It's hard to keep up.
My man, he got a video with Devin George.
Okay.
Devin George has an amazing program in Minnesota. I'm talking about amazing program. When you watch it, you'll see what's up. And the point that he was making was that it's sad that you got people out here doing major stuff for the community like that, but that don't get the mainstream media coverage.
Right.
Only thing that get the mainstream media coverage is the drama.
Right. Absolutely.
And the thing about Kwame and what he's saying is, I want y'all to use my platform to get the eyes on what you got going on. Because he made a video reaching out to King Randall.
Oh yeah? Okay. And they right there in the same area, close enough. They're down there in Georgia, so yeah, that makes sense.
I know I'm gonna end up saying them, y'all. Because number one, you can't miss him. The motherfucker 7 feet tall. So I know that. But he funny. I got massive respect for him, the way he doing it. And I big him up, yo. I'm gonna big him up all the time because it's about the message that he's putting out there about men being men.
Yeah.
Period. And that's what we need. Yeah.
I'm glad he's using this platform to kind of get his message out and kind of shake up the industry, so to speak. Like some people we're affiliated with, a while ago, you got to shake up the industry. You know what I'm saying? So he's definitely doing it. He's definitely doing that. So, hey, I commend that brother. It was I watched a podcast. Well, it wasn't a podcast. Well, I guess it was a podcast with 4 of his former teammates.
I saw.
Did you see that? And they kind of gave like the backstory because they were like, there's a lot of people out here talking about Kwame Brown who didn't even play with him, or they just saw from the outside in. So they kind of gave from the inside and kind of gave you an inside look at what was going on. So, hey man, look, that brother, he's a prime example of. Leave motherfuckers alone. When motherfuckers quiet, leave them alone. Let sleeping dogs lie. Don't go poking the bear. All the euphemisms you can think of. He is the epitome of that. His mama's cooking, right?
My man, he's sprinkling the fuck out of mama's cooking.
Mama's cooking. But yo, man, it's Memorial Day weekend, and our show is all about getting people to think a little bit differently, getting people to actually critically think. And I feel like we put out information that, maybe a lot of people don't know. So I wanted to play this video about Memorial Day and kind of give people a little backstory about it a little bit. So
the Memorial Day celebrated today has pretty much erased the contributions of African Americans. But why are we surprised? First known as Decoration Day, Memorial Day became a national holiday in 1971. But Memorial Day's traditions actually date back to the days of the Civil War. John Logan, a Union Army general, typically gets credit for founding the holiday. Here's how it really went down. The year was 1865. The Civil War was raging, and Charleston, South Carolina was a hot mess. White people were like, we out. But thousands of black people, many former slaves, remained. At the time, many Union soldiers were being held prisoner in a converted racecourse. At least 257 of the captives died because of the horrific conditions, and their bodies were discarded in a mass grave. Ultimately, the Union won, and a few weeks after, the Confederacy surrendered, and they packed up and left Charleston. A group of black workmen dug up the bodies, then reburied them to properly honor the fallen. They built a fence around this makeshift cemetery with a sign over the entrance saying, "Martyrs of the Racecourse." I spoke with Professor David Blight, an American historian and scholar who's credited with bringing this story to light.
They held a huge parade, and it was about 10,000 people, led by black children, carrying armloads of all kinds of flowers. They paraded around the racetrack, and then they gathered as many as could fit into the cemetery compound. About 3 or 4 black preachers read from scripture. A children's choir sang, and they sang America the Beautiful, if you can believe it.
But still, hardly anyone knows about it.
On May 1st, 1865, is in effect the first original performance of Memorial Day, but it was created by African Americans.
Why have black people been omitted from a critical part of this holiday's history? I've got an idea. Racism.
The white South was able to control first its own narrative, and then a good deal of the national narrative.
Despite efforts to forget the contributions of African Americans, we remember. And just as we remember all of our fallen soldiers, we must also not forget the black workmen whose noble actions became the catalyst for the holiday that we recognize today.
What's up? I'm Pete.
Yeah. A lot of people didn't know that.
I just found out about that. I think it was last week when I saw it. And I was like, oh, okay, so that's one holiday that's like national and mainstream that I could rock with. Because it's supposed to be ours. Okay. Like, I'm not one to I don't want to fuck with Easter. I don't want to fuck with Christmas. I don't want to fuck with President's Day. None of that shit. But Memorial Day, I can rock with. That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, Memorial Day, like every holiday get bastardized by capitalism. So, it's turned into from, and not all, but, most people, it's supposed to be, honoring the fallen, soldiers in the wars. But my question is, and I would think your question probably is, why the fuck is there so many damn wars? Why do we propagate so many wars? I talked to a couple of Army veterans, military veterans, and this is what I talked to at least 3 of them in the past week, and this is what a lot of them had to say about war. I talked to a Vietnam veteran, and he said every time I hear they're fighting for our freedoms, he's like, from who? The biggest threat comes from local, state, and our federal government. And this is from a Vietnam vet, former Army officer. He was combat deployed, and he said it's all empire maintenance. Nothing to do with protecting our freedom at all. It's disgusting, and I was too young and dumb to realize it at the time. And then this other one said he served in the Army. He served in the Army with 2 deployments, and I told my son I don't want him to enlist. The military does not protect us much as they are used to protecting and furthering the financial agendas of corporate America. So
the way I look at it is that when you start talking about the military, they are hiring people to fight for them. Like you the security, you the armed security, and you got to do whatever they say because you can't object. Because if you object, you get fired. Ain't that the honorable discharge or whatever the case may be? When you object, they don't like that shit.
Right.
When you play their game, the way they got the game rigged, your ass got to go. But
isn't it an oxymoron that the country that's we're celebrating, the United States celebrate Memorial Day, but we're occupying right now 9+ countries illegally. We're over there causing casualties and all this kind of stuff, causing our American soldiers to get killed and stuff like that for wars about regime changes, resources, stealing resources. So, I mean, it's just crazy that, we wouldn't have to celebrate Memorial Day if we would just stay out of the damn wars. But both parties propagate these wars because war is money. Because every time you have a war somewhere, you have all these military contracts that go over there, fix up the place, and do all this other kind of shit. You got all these weapons and weapons contracts and all this kind of stuff. So it's all money, man. And, American lives, not just American lives, those people over there that's affected by it, they get displaced and killed as well. and they don't have anything to do with shit.
And then when you factor in innocent people are innocent people, but when you factor in the children and the women that end up getting murdered, basically just for being there, and you also factor in when you blowing up shit over there the way that they do, you're not allowing these people, these innocent people, to be able to live their lives. They can't, because you fucking up whatever little bit of infrastructure they have. You blowing that shit up, and it's always, the response is always for the greater good. Whatever. I'm good. You can miss me with that shit, yo. I'm straight.
Yeah, I was reading this article, and I'm posting in the chat, and it was saying the campaigns in Somalia and Yemen best expose the absurd casualties and inequity of the modern American warfare. In the former, only in the U.S. Service members have been killed in the 18-year intervention. Only a few U.S. service members has been killed in the 18 intervention. Conversely, hundreds of thousands Somalis died or were displaced as a direct or indirect result of a largely U.S. catalyzed war in Yemen. Just one American soldier died in combat compared to 100,000 locals, including 85,000 children starved to death. In terror campaigns the Saudis couldn't wage without U.S. complicity. So the Saudi, again, like I said, Saudi uses us to do their dirty work because we're in bed with Saudi because of the oil. It's crazy. Yeah, man. So, we want to honor all the fallen soldiers in all the wars. I mean, that's what Memorial Day is supposed to be about. So, definitely wanted to put that information out. Also, today is the 100th anniversary of the Tulsa Race Massacre. I don't know if a lot of people knew that, but it's 100 years to the day. I think it took place on May the 31st and June the 1st. So it was like a two-day thing. And I had Terry supposed to be coming on to kind of talk about it because he's the only person that I know that physically lives there and know all about this damn shit. So I wanted him to come on and kind of talk about it. And, they up there filming his documentary about it. I just got off the phone with him about 20 minutes ago. And they're up there. Killer Mike's team's up there with the Greenwood Bank. They're up there as well. I don't know if Killer Mike's up there, but his team is up there. So, yeah, man. So hopefully he'll jump on and we can get some better perspective on that. But other than that, what's going on, man?
I got a message earlier. I got a text earlier about a lawsuit that has been filed. But I want to make sure I read the shit right. I'm on my phone, everybody, so bear with me. It was filed May 20th. So pretty much, what's that, about 11 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
It is filed in the United States District Court for the Northern District of Alabama. It is a petition for a temporary restraining order. And y'all know I'm going to have to read this in code. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people who are pretty much going up against the Secretary of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. And it says, I want to make sure I read this right. Plaintiffs bring before the court today a request for a temporary restraining order against the U.S. Department of Health and the relevant sub-agencies and personnel, including but not limited to the Food and Drug Administration, the Center for Disease Creation, the NIH, seeking temporary injunctive relief against any existing or further authorization for use in children under the age of 16 of any of the experimental drugs that has been approved under emergency use. So the reason why I want to bring that up is because honestly, and this is he's a doctor. One of the number of people that I named, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of the 8 people are women. They're mothers. And there's one father. All of them obviously have children, and they fighting up against this. And that right there, I think, is going to be a turning point, because parents have a say-so in what goes on with their children's health and what you can go ahead and do with them. And I love the fact that they did it in Alabama, because it's a red state. So I'm hoping that something comes out of it, because the madness got to stop. And I got a call earlier from a friend of mine. You know, of course, they want to do their best with the distractions and stuff like that. For everybody out there, tomorrow it is supposed to be brought in front of Congress or the Senate or something like that. They have to let everybody know what's going on with these UFOs. Tomorrow is the deadline. So they have to do it. So while people being distracted about all this, everything else that's going on, they're going to have to give the truth about what's going on with these unidentified flying objects. But I bet that won't be on mainstream media. I guarantee you that one. They're not going to do that. They're going to focus on whatever else. The same way this case right here was not on mainstream media. People not talking about it. And that's my biggest issue, is that you got so many people out here who are blinded, and they don't see and hear what's going on with everything. You got to be mindful, and you definitely got to read between the lines. When I look at when I see how you do it, and a few other people that I know, they like to dig deep, and they like to spit nothing but truth. And what I find hilarious is that I know people personally who be saying to me, "Yo, the shit you were saying was right. I apologize for going at you the way when you were saying everything, you know, back a year and a half ago." I be like, "Ain't no need to apologize. I'm still saying the same shit. I'm still saying the same exact shit. Ain't nothing gonna change, because the truth has to be put out there, and people really gotta stop falling for the okie doke. Because for me, it's just scary, yo. When you have conversations with people and you listen to them with their reasoning with certain things that they do, it's like you gotta stop just brushing certain things off. Yeah. Remember I told you, I don't know if you saw the video, but I went to that event with Khalil, and he had a couple of chefs there. So one of the questions that I asked was, what are y'all feelings about microwaves? And they all pretty much said the same thing. If you're using the microwave, you are pretty much reducing any nutritional value you could possibly get from that food that you eat. Once you put it in a microwave, it destroys it. And I never thought about it that way. I thought about it from a different standpoint, which is the reason why I walked away from using one about 15 plus years ago. But people got to understand that the fact that we live in a country where they slowly are fucking us up. Like, really, it's getting ridiculous, yo. You walk in that supermarket, fam. Do you remember back in the day when they said we was running out of chicken? Yeah. I remember that shit. Yeah, we were kids. I remember that shit, and the price of chicken went up. You wasn't getting it like that. That shit was a long time ago.
And that's when they started mass producing them chicken, like feeding them hormones to make them grow faster so they can produce more and all this kind of shit. That's when you saw the trend started going.
That's when we heard that Kentucky Fried Chicken had to change their name to KFC because that shit wasn't chicken. That when I heard that, I said, "Ooh, I'm glad I like Popeyes, because I ain't fucking KFC anyway."
Yo, I don't know if you heard this or not, but the U.S. Food and Drug Administration gave emergency use authorization to the antibody treatment developed by biotechnology and GlaxoSmithKline for treating mild to moderate C19 in people aged 12 years and older. So now they got a antibody. It's called Sotrovimab. And it's for patients who are hospitalized due to C19 and require oxygen therapy. Wow. So they got something else for you to take. And I know you've been kind of out the loop, but a friend of ours that we know, one of her, a close friend of hers,
I saw the post. The post.
You saw it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when I talked to her, she was like, "Yeah, that's fucked. It's fucked up." But a week or so after he took the jab from the VA, out of here.
Man, have you gotten that text message yet?
What text message?
You never got a text message?
I
done got 3 text messages about me getting that shot.
Nah, I haven't got no text message.
Asking me, do I need the location or something like that? So my response always is, why you texting me about this shit? Why?
Who is it coming from?
I can't remember the name, but it's like one of those organizations or whatever in Georgia.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's some Georgia shit. But yo, it's crazy. I was talking to somebody the other day. Matter of fact, I was talking to my aunt the other day, and now she has gotten both of them, but she is starkly against mandating it and all this kind of stuff like that, which is crazy in itself. But the way she was talking, was sounding like me and you, how we be having our conversation. I'm looking like, so I'm like, why? So she got bullied into taking it because of her husband. So we were talking, and damn, what the fuck was I about to say? Damn, I had one of your damn moments.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh no, we were talking about the propaganda. Like, so we got all these states. Now we got 2 states that I know of that are doing a lottery. So I'm trying to figure out where they getting all this. It's funny how they find all this money to do all this shit. But when it was time to find money for the American people, when they was hurting doing this damn shit, the shutdown and shit, they couldn't find no money. Now they find the money for lotto and all kind of shit for you to take the jab. Hey, this shit crazy. So if people don't see this crap, it's just mind boggling, man.
Nah, you're right. They finding money on it like that, but you can't forgive student loans because you say the money ain't there. We can't get reparations because you say the money ain't there. Infrastructure is fucked up. I guess the money ain't there for that either. It's always community programs get shut down, but the money ain't there. You shut down mental health facilities, but the money ain't there. But y'all can come up with this shit, and y'all like, fam, the way they pushing for people to get this shot. Why don't y'all push and promote like this for people to donate, to build community centers, to do the mental health shit? Like, how is it that y'all can push and promote that shit, but you can't do something that's productive for the people? You can't push and promote. You want to push and promote for people to get something artificial put in their body, but you want to fine motherfuckers for collecting rainwater. Something ain't right there. That doesn't make any sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. Like, I'm sorry, my man. They just make the shit so obvious. And for me, all I can do is shake my head.
Like you said, nothing. Like you said, they can find money for everything. Like I posted the other day, NASA is giving Elon Musk $2.9 billion to fly motherfuckers to the moon. $2.9 billion they giving this dude. Really? I didn't know he was an astronaut. I'm trying to figure out what the hell. But like you said, they find money for everything they want, but except for the American people.
Wait a minute. And this just popped in my head. Hold up. And I'm going back to the 80s when this shit happened. And they still use the same technology. When there's an oil spill, these motherfuckers have the most non-productive way to fight it with them plastic tubes, and oil is still getting everywhere. Y'all can find money to give away for people to get a shot and to mass produce this shit, but y'all still using technology from the 80s to clean up oil spills, and the shit don't work. Word. Okay. That's why I'm like, okay. All right. Like they can't, you can't, number one, you can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. It's comical to me. And the fact that people just keep falling for it is what I find hilarious, because it's the justification and the reasoning behind it. My favorite one is I got the shot because I want to make sure that if I get it, if I get sick, that I won't catch it again and I won't die. What? You do?
What research told you that? Where'd you hear that from?
And then when I say to people, how many people actually die from getting sick? It's over 500,000 people. I don't see why you be. I was like, wait a minute. You do realize that the actual number is 6% of that number. Where you get that from? Where you get the 500,000 plus from?
MSNBC, MSNBC, CNN. That's where they got the number from, but not the CDC, the actual motherfuckers who put out the fucking damn numbers. Ain't that crazy? That's some crazy shit. You could actually go on your computer, on your phone, go to www.cdc.gov, and you can see everything. You don't have to listen to CNN. You don't have to listen to mainstream media. You don't have to do that. You can do the shit yourself. But it's easier to do that. Hey, you don't hear no backlash of Biden leaving the so his promise to student loan, he leaves that out of his budget proposal. You don't hear no backlash from that.
Bam. I don't know which one is worse. The buyer's remorse from people getting that shot, or the buyer's remorse from people voting for Biden. I'm dead serious. Because I've had conversations with people saying they regret getting that shit. They regret getting it. Mm-hmm. And then they're like, I can't believe I voted for Biden. I can't either. I told you not to vote for that motherfucker.
Right.
Because the crazy part about it, and I thought about this shit late, the right independent candidate could have won. If the right person would have stepped in, to me, Bernie should have said fuck it. He should have said fuck it. Because if Bernie would have stepped in, he could have called both cats out about their shit. And I think it would have been enough people in the middle that probably would have rocked out with Bernie. Even though I'm only saying his name because people know him. Yeah. I know how he down with the get along gang too, as my man Kwame Brown like to say. But the right candidate could have stepped in and won just on his strength if they would have had the balls to call out. But see, I firmly believe, and this is where these motherfuckers know how to play the game. They put in all those restrictions for the candidates to meet these requirements because they knew that both candidates at the top of the ticket was weak. They knew that shit. And to be honest with you, 45 wasn't weak because he had his followers and he had Republicans.
But in this system, the right candidate would never get a shot because they were breaking. Because I mean, the one thing these people that's in politics, what they want is they want access. They want access to power and money. And most people, moral compass is not going to let that shit, slide by them. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, fuck it. We already fucked up. I might as well grab this money and this power and this fame and be done with it. Instead of be sacrificing some shit. What, like we say all the time, what are you willing to sacrifice? Like Ralph Nader. You see, they made him they killed his fucking damn career. They killed him because he went against the establishment. And they killed him for it. That's what Bernie is afraid of. Bernie is afraid of losing his seat. He's afraid of losing access. and he's afraid of losing money. So, but that's how this system is set up. That's how our political system is set up. We the only developed country that has just a two-party system. The only one. Everybody else got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parties. We got 2. So it's like walking down the fucking cereal aisle and you got Cheerios on this side and Fruit Loops on this side. That's it. Them your only 2 options if you want some goddamn cereal.
We need, I swear, bro, we need a, I would love a candidate that we could really relate to that could be like, look, I want to bring the reality back to the presidency that has never been there. I want to bring when I think about that, I kind of think about the shit that you put me on with that designated survivor shit, because he was actually an independent.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually an independent. He moved based on how he actually felt, who he was. He did a little political shit. But it wasn't a lot.
But you see, even with you saying that, but you see how the system, even on a fucking damn show, even though it's kind of based off of some real shit, we know that. But you see how it put him in binds in certain situations where he's like, this is gonna fuck up, my base, but I gotta do this to do, what I'm saying? It always puts you in a bind where you fucking somebody.
But see, the thing I liked about it though was the way, like, when he decided to run as an independent, and when Homeboy was like, you need to go to this rally because they rock with you. Mm-hmm. Go talk to the people. That right there alone, to me, is on the same thing. It's on some Kwame Brown shit. Mm-hmm. When you look at social media and where things have shifted, the thing about social media is it has allowed people who would never talk to each other to connect. Mm-hmm. It allows you to see conversations and shit like that you never would have heard, and you can be involved in it. That's part of the reason too. That's why I love Clubhouse.
Yeah,
you don't know how many people have come in that Knowledge Reigns Supreme room and been like, I'm so glad that I found this room because I didn't know it was so many people out here that thought like me. I didn't know it was so many people out there who was black sheep, the black sheep of their family like me. And it's funny for me personally when I hear it, because, and I don't know about you, I'm not the black sheep. My family just know I'm the cat. I don't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say what the hell I want to say. Yeah. Either you're going to be cool with it or you don't, and I don't care. But it's not going to stop me. And I know that the stuff I'm going to be saying is some real shit. If you don't accept it, that's not my fault. But fam, it's been people that came into that room that was crying. They was literally crying, saying my entire family says XYZ, and I feel alone. Yeah. And I'm like, damn.
But yo, circling back to that designated survivor, you always wonder why like certain shows never get a new season, because it's like that designated survivor, it was putting people on game, because it was putting me like stuff in political shit I didn't know, and I followed this shit. I was like, oh shit. So it was that's why it left us on a cliffhanger in season 4, because now they didn't renew it. Utopia, we don't know, we probably ain't going to get another season of that. So certain shit that they know they can put it in plain sight, but they can't put it in plain sight for too long, because most motherfuckers gonna pick up on that shit and be like, oh, so this how the game play, this how this shit work. So like you said, theater is all fucking damn theater. It's all theater to me.
And it was only 3 seasons of the designated survivor shit, right?
4. They made it to season 4.
Oh, I only saw it's only 3 on Netflix.
Well, they had one that wasn't on Netflix. Season 1 wasn't on Netflix. Season 1 was on whatever channel it came on. NBC.
I think it was on Fox.
Fox, and then they put the last three seasons, season 2, 3, and 4, on Netflix.
So
I think.
So if that's the case, how the fuck did this show start?
it started with the bombing at the fucking damn Capitol building that killed everybody except for he wasn't there.
That's how it started on Netflix.
Oh well, then maybe it's just 3. Maybe I'm mistaken. I thought it was 4 seasons.
Hey, I mean, I ain't mind. Like I said, I didn't mind watching it. The way it ended was that he ended up winning the election. So I don't know if that's how you remember ending it.
Yeah. But yo, so this I wanted to talk about this too. So you know how everybody's always, you know, how you know, they always, you know, gloss over reparations. You'll get some people that are, you know, that's, you know, mainstream that'll talk about the shit, but they won't harp on it too long. And you know how we always say, like, we have black people in positions as a gatekeeper, so to speak, that no, they use them as shields on real issues. So you know the reparations thing has always been about, well, how are we gonna pay for it? How are we gonna pay for it? How are we gonna do this, right? So I want you to check this shit out. So this woman right here, she's the granddaughter of the Holocaust survivor or something like that, and she was sitting here on CBS talking to Gayle King, and I want you to listen to what she says, and watch how Gayle reacts, and watch how her co-host kind of brings it back. And then I guess, you know, the producer was in his ear and was like, all right, time to cut this shit off. Y'all talking too much. So just check this shit out.
She must have said something about a blueprint, how that shit could work for us.
Show. And I brought you one more thing because there's a kind of unusual document in my family that I wanted to show you. You know, there's a debate about reparations in this country now, and a lot of people say that they're impractical, they're impossible to implement. But, you know, my grandmother and that sort of stable, happy life you see her having is possible in part because she actually gets reparations. She gets hundreds of dollars each month from the German government. And I brought you one of the statements so that people could actually see that this is a real thing.
Yeah, but I'm so fascinated why she can be so sunny, considering all that she has seen, to see the death of her brothers, the little nieces and the nephews that clearly didn't make it. I marvel at people like that, and I'm so glad that you brought the story to us. I'm very fascinated.
Anthony, I find the reparations thing so interesting because the check itself is essentially an admission by the German government that we wronged you. And so in that sense, it's a very powerful, it's not just money, it's a powerful statement in its own way. How long has your grandmother been getting it, and has it helped her emotionally in some way?
Well, she's gotten it, I think, since the 50s or the 60s. It's always been a part of my family. It's part of the family story. You know, the language I wish you could see is so spooky. They come in German, and it says for Schaden, which means for harm, which is, you know, just these words hint at the kind of universe of loss that she endured. But when we taped that interview last week, I asked her, I said, Grandma, can you explain how these reparations have helped you and therefore me live a more stable life and recover from this trauma? And she said, Jody, the money is mine. And what she meant is this is not charity. Right. She was slave labor. She was in these forced labor camps. And she's saying these were the wages I was never paid when my life was taken from me and I was forced to work.
Wow. Are you allowed to say how much the reparations are?
It's in the high three figure. Okay. It's in the high three figures per month, and so when you think about that month after month,
right? Yeah, no, it adds up. Jody, thank you for giving us.
All right, stop that shit. You giving away the blueprint. You giving away what we could be doing, and the crazy part. But see, here's the scary part. She said how much it was, and all I do is think back to the Chappelle Show when they did the episode about reparations. Mm-hmm. If, and I stress the word if it was money, which I agree to, and that's something that Rob was saying, he was mentioning the taxes. I personally believe that the reparations should be a certain amount of money, no taxes, literally. It should be no taxes for generations. For as long as slavery was, that should be the generations that we don't pay taxes, and we should get land. That shit, to me, it could do something, but then it also comes into effect. Who's going to be the people that we can talk to make sure that the money that we get, we make sure we do this shit right, to make sure the money starts to become generational, to kind of bridge that gap, and our motherfuckers smart enough to do that.
See, I agree with everything you said. See, my issue was with Gail. See, at that point, as a journalist, as somebody who's on TV, a reporter, whatever you want to call her, I don't even know what the hell you call her at this point. But
Oprah's friend.
At that point, when she said that, she should have been like, well, that sounds like something that could be easily implemented here. But she chose the other route and said, well, I don't know why it's sad that your grandma lost her friends and all this. She's totally sidestepped that shit, what she said, and went to the other shit. And it took the white dude to come on and say, oh, well, how much of this and it's for the wrongs that's been done and all this kind of shit. So it's like, this is why we won't get it will be people like that will keep us from getting reparations. Because you know why? Because it's people like me, it's people like you, it's people like in our Knowledge Reign Supreme group and all our other groups, and all people like that think like us all around the world who will capitalize on getting that money and really do some Tulsa, Oklahoma shit, build some shit. That's what they're afraid of. It ain't about the money, because they know it's going to be some of us that's going to get the money and going to buy the fucking cars and all the fucking damn materialistic bullshit that they want us to buy. But they know it's a group of people that's going to say, hey, we're going to buy back the block. Hey, we're going to buy this land here. Hey, we're going to put our money together and buy this here. We're going to put our money together and do this here. That's what they're afraid of. That's why, and that's why they put all these people in position that shoot down reparations. You got the Kamala Harris is saying, I'm just not going to do stuff specifically for black people. You got the Barack Obamas. Well, I couldn't do anything specifically for black people while I was in office and shit like that. You have these people they have these people in place for a reason, to block all the progress, because those people don't want you to get access either, because you're going to start getting on top of their ass too.
And that's and see, I think that's the problem. And that's why I want to big up Kwame Brown, yo. I have to big him up, because the video he made today, he was like, use my platform because I want everybody to eat. I want everybody to eat. And it's crazy that, and I'm not going to sit here and say it's just our people who are selfish. I'm not going to say that. I would never say that, ever. You realize you put that in the right.
I know. Yeah.
But it's a matter of people have to realize we aren't the 1%. Period. We aren't the 1%, and being that we aren't the 1%, if we don't stick together, then we doomed. And they know that, to the point where they have algorithms set up for us, because they know how most of us are going to react. Mm-hmm. They know the shit. It don't work with everybody. And I think that's why more people need to really watch The Matrix, to kind of understand that concept of unplugging yourself from the system. That fucking scene with Morpheus and that girl in the red dress, that shit he said, oh my God. If more people would really embrace what he said, that shit was golden. That right there was it. If you heard that, especially for us, if they aren't unplugged, you have to assume that they're an agent.
Yep. Period.
So for all of you out there, if they're not rocking with you on the same wavelength, you have to accept the fact that 9 times out of 10 they are against you. It don't matter if they look the same. Mm-hmm. It don't matter. Should we be on code on the same page? Of course. But that shit is going to be so fucking hard, because they did whatever the programming that they've done. Matter of fact, I wish you didn't have to, because it's a video I want you to play. but it's like 11 minutes long. So I want to do that. We probably could do that. We probably could do that on the next show.
Okay.
It's an 11-minute video, and I hope people catch on to the psychology that these people use. Again, I'm not gonna say just us. It's everybody. It literally is everybody. They use psychology to control the narratives. All of them. We as the people have to realize we have to take control of our own narratives to challenge their shit. No, be like, nah, that don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. But they said it on TV. So the fuck what? It still don't make no sense.
Right.
That's why we've watched bad TV shows. Because the shit's stupid. You don't watch it anymore. But y'all watch this shit they giving you. You watch that goddamn programming. And you better, if y'all still fuck with Windows, hit Control Alt Delete up here. Refresh. Start over. And then come to the conclusion that they don't give a flying fuck about you. Accept that. The shit they shot over here with you, you trusted them for what? I'm good. Ain't no way in hell. When did they give you a reason to trust them? Because what they said on TV? The shit they lied about on TV? Okay.
How many people have gone to the VAERS website? Even though you'll tell them, hey, just go to the VAERS website and check it out.
They say that on the VAERS website, they're underreporting the numbers. Here's the thing. In the years since actual V's have been in existence, the years that they've been in existence, the number of people who have died from getting the shot within this year is more than 20 years of people getting the shots. 20 years plus. More people have died
in the last year.
In a fucking year from people and y'all don't realize that? Y'all never, but y'all go by what they say on TV, all right? I'm crazy. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm gonna give a shout out to who I got this from. Yahoo did. I am not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a conspiracy realist. Straight up. Don't hate on me because everybody wants honesty, but everyone can't handle the truth. That's not my goddamn fault. That's your fault. So get ready to deal with the consequences. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it pushing. And we're just going to sit back, and you will never, not from main one and not from fool, you will never hear me say I told you so. Ever. All I say is go look back to a year ago when I said such and such. Go see how long ago I said such and such. You can be like, damn, he did say that. Yeah, I told you. Ain't want to believe me, though. I was wrong. I'm an asshole. I harp on the point. I keep saying the same thing over and over again.
You're not a doctor.
Over and over again because I know that the powers that be keep saying the same thing over and over again to your ass, too, and you believe it.
You're not a doctor.
Yeah, I ain't a doctor. But
neither is Bill Gates.
Nah, I take it personal. You ain't no doctor. Where you get your research from? So I be like, did your grandmother ever take care of you as a kid? Yeah. Did she ever give you a home remedy? Yeah. Did it work? Yeah. Was she a doctor? No. Then shut the fuck up and get the fuck out of my face, dumbass. You can't sit here and come at me for the shit, but you don't say the same thing about what you were dealing with. Because I had one person, the one person Jay was talking about on Facebook, they gonna say my parents and grandparents were smart enough to take me to the hospital. No, dumbass. Your parents didn't take you to the hospital every time you got sick. That's a lie. Your ass got sick. That's why they went and got cough medicine most of the time. But you had a lot of old people giving you castor oil and all this other nasty shit that you could take. And guess what it did? It helped you. So you can miss me with all that bullshit. I'm good, yo.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, on that, you got any parting shots? The last thing you want to say?
Nah, we gonna see who we can get on. Preferably somebody that's gonna be talking about something that we all know that we need and want in our lives on the mental shit to progress. And just stay tuned. And if you haven't seen it, y'all, I'm gonna promote it like a motherfucker. Go to Kwame Brown's YouTube page, please. Because when that motherfucker starts saying Becky with the good hair, That shit is so fucking funny to me. And he's, I'm gonna jump on. I just want to jump on top of you like a trampoline. That shit is hilarious. Cause Matt Barnes, he want to whoop your ass. He want to whoop your ass.
Yeah.
So,
and for everybody, if you have not seen or downloaded, streamed, got Tariq Nasheed's buck breaking documentary, please get it. It's a must watch. It's a must watch. It's a must watch. Must watch. So short and show this week, Memorial Day. So we don't want to hold y'all too long. So we'll see y'all next Monday. We appreciate y'all tuning in, and we'll see y'all later.
I know you're out there. I can feel you now. I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of us. You're afraid of change. I don't know the future. I didn't come here to tell you how this is going to end. I came here to tell you how it's going to begin. I'm going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you.